Hi everybody, thank you for joining me today here in the den at Friendship Shaving. It's time for some Zen in the den, and I'm just putting on a little bit of my pre-shave as I have been doing quite often lately. The razor I am going to be shaving with today is the Yaqi Excalibur or the Yaqi Raster. It is a single-edged razor and the blade in here is a chic Proline blade. And the soap I'm going to be using today is Amber Rose from Ariana and Evans. Love the artwork on the lid there. And we'll talk about more of those as we go along. Got some soap loaded on my brush, my little Macy brush today, and going to be face lathering with this today, so just going to wet the brush a little bit more. There we go. And we'll get some of this soap on my face. Now I don't know about you guys, but I always have associated a rose scent with an old lady's type of scent. I don't get that with this soap because there's a lot more in it than just rose. The scent notes are amber, rose, incense, tobacco, spices, saffron and patchouli. Straight out of the pot, I get a very warm scent in the middle of the pot. And I can definitely pick up that there's a floral there, but it is dampened a little bit. And occasionally, as I move my nose to the edge of the pot, I can pick up the rose. And putting it on my face now. It's just a very pleasant scent. It is not too strong. I can pick up a little bit of the floral in the rose, but definitely the amber. And I'm not certain if I can pick up the incense or the tobacco. But it's definitely another scent there, sort of behind the rose. So I think this will be a very nice scent for me. It is a Kaizen base. And I've got absolutely loads in my brush. So we might be a while here while I try and water this down a little bit. Yeah, there are definitely moments when I can smell the rose, and moments when it's not quite the rose, it's just more of everything mixed together. I like it so far. It's the first time I've used it. I've definitely overloaded my brush here. I hope you're all doing very well. We have got a very bright day in the southwest of England today, but it is very, very windy. So again, my apologies if some of that is caught up on the video. Oh, it feels nice going on. It's nice to come and have a relaxing shave. And I think I'll just go with that. I could work some more water into that, but I have a feeling I could be here a while, so we'll just go with that. Now, after my shave, I will take this razor apart and show it to you in a little more detail. It is very well made and very well put together. The only downside, I would say, for me on first sort of feel is the handle is very thin, and this part here, maybe that I'm finding it difficult finding the right place to hold the razor. I feel as though this little indentation would be better served if it was up here. So anyway, regardless of that, let's get shaving with this Yaqi razor. And I'm just playing around with the angle. I've got 3 days growth here. This is the first time that I've used a Chic Proline blade. It is a new blade. It just feels as if it is pulling slightly. It it feels as if it will be smoother on the second shave. I don't know if they are usually like that. Normally I would use a feather Artist Club blade. That is the type of blade that this razor takes. And there are 2 types of Yaqi Excalibur or Raster. This is their version 2, so it's a little more streamlined than the version 1. And while I'm shaving with it, already I'm becoming more used to this handle. It's feeling more comfortable in my hand. I've sort of got my fingers there like that, just closed lightly around that indentation. And actually I think possibly that's best with the bottom of the handle resting on my little finger there. Yeah, that feels good. So with that way I'm not sort of using this indent at all. It feels like a very nice eraser. It is of course a copy of the Blackland Vector. Despite a little bit of pulling, it actually as well feels quite smooth, so that is a little bit odd, but I think if this blade smooths out a little bit it will be excellent. That was a pretty good first pass. And I'm actually using a drop of warm water today for my shave, which is quite nice for a change. Quite pleasant. So I've got my Proraso. I'm going to put a drop of that on again. Just on my awkward bit there. I'm going to put some of this on my wrist, I think, like that. We'll just leave it there. I'd like to see what this smells like after I've finished shaving. This isn't, I must say, this isn't a type of scent that I would go and choose, so I was glad to get this and to be able to try this. I'm trying to work out, I'm getting a little bit of sort of spiciness now, I think. Yeah, it's a very interesting scented soap. I know a lot of guys really like it. So first time for me. I have to say it's not bad. A drop of water. It's a fairly soft soap, so I think that's why I've ended up with so much on my brush. I did a 30-second load and well, there's absolutely plenty there. Now, I mentioned that there were two versions of this razor. Let me dry my hands. So this one is a zinc alloy head with a matte finish that you can see there. The handle is a brass construction. The handle length is 91 millimeters. The total length is 96 millimeters. I'm finding it quite a nice length to shave with. It is 68 grams in weight. And on the AliExpress site, this is a little under $27. There's a sale coming up recently, or shortly I should say, and I think it's down to about $25 for the sale. But there is also an aluminium version that has the same zinc alloy head, except it is finished in chrome and highly polished, and it has a black aluminium handle. And that one, rather than being 68 grams, I'm sorry I haven't written down the weight there, and I was looking at it just earlier, but obviously it is considerably lighter, and that comes in at just under $20 at the moment. This one is a nice weight for me. And second pass, this is a very smooth razor. We'll see how it goes against the grain. A lot of slickness on the soap. You would expect that, of course, being an Ariana Evans soap on the Kaizen base. Put a bit more on my wrist. I'll be sniffing at that this afternoon. My mother has a rose scented perfume that, to me, in a dye down, smells a little bit heavy and a little bit cloying. Now I know that this soap is entirely different, but I just want to see if there's a hint of that heaviness in the dye down, or whether the addition of the saffron and the patchouli and the spices sort of lift it somehow and change that. So I'll be very interested to see. It's changing now. Some of that rose has gone and dissipated out of the brush. I'm definitely getting more of a spicy scent. There is a hint of, just a hint of that heaviness that I was talking about in the rose. I suppose, unless you put some on your wrist like that, it's very difficult to get how a scent smells in the dye down, unless of course you've got a partner, someone to say, oh I like that, or ooh I don't like that. So I will definitely be smelling my wrist. Now against the grain, look, this is really smooth. And this is where that little indent is really coming into its own. I feel like I'm getting a very close shave. But it feels very comfortable. And there we are. In fact, so much so that I've gone against the grain across my face there without any issues. There we are, guys, that is a shave. Now I'll just rinse this in some clean water and take this razor apart. There we are, there's the handle. We'll put it that way so it doesn't roll off. There we are. Now it rinses quite well. So there is the base plate. And you can see those two little tabs there. They hold. If I put it the right way around, it will help. There we are, they hold the blade like that, and it is a really good fit. Now the odd thing about this razor is that the thread is an oblong shape, but it fits onto that circular handle. The post is an oblong shape and it fits onto that circular handle. So it's only threaded on these outside edges here. We've still got those indents there that come through the blade, and they fit into corresponding indents in the head cap. So that all fits together like that, and there is, well, I've got wet hands, but it's a very, very good fit indeed. Fit and finish is really very nice on this. So there we are. The Yaqi Excalibur or the Yaqi Raster. So you have to decide whether it's called Arthur or Bob. King Arthur or Bob Marley. I'm just going to, I'm looking over there. It's hidden on my shelf here by the sink, so I'm just going to reach for a little bit of aftershave, and today I'm going to be using Nivea. This is a Nivea Sensitive Post-Shave Balm in this really nice glass jar. Now this is quite thick compared to Raster. I'm going to put a little on my wrist. Yeah, this is an entirely different feel to something like Raster, which is a lot thinner. But this is very nice. With regard to the shave, I have had an excellent shave today. Once again, I forgot to put my Raster on for the final pass. You can tell that my brain is just not hardwired into doing that yet. But around my mouth is excellent. Really only there on my difficult parts. Is there any trace of any hair? That was a very nice shave indeed. So today I would like to particularly thank Sven and Paul, and of course yourselves, for watching. Thank you for being part of my shave today. I'll see you next time around. Keep safe, be well. Bye bye now.